Hey, how y'all doing? This is my second attempt at this. My other one was way too long. All right, so I'm Daniel. This is the Real Infidel channel. I want to talk to y'all for a second about what I carry in the woods with me and how I dress in the woods when I go deer hunting. Okay, muzzleloader's right around the corner from us now, so I'm getting my gear ready, and I figured I'd shoot y'all a video. So this is my lower gear, first light, under gear. It's a wicking layer, so top and bottoms. First light's amazing. It's merino wool, so it doesn't hold scent as much as other fabrics, and it's great for regulating your body heat. All right, so that's my wicking layer. This is my outer layer, or I'm sorry, my insulation layer. This is first light as well. It's a thicker merino wool, insulated, and top and bottoms. I use these for colder weather. In Virginia, it doesn't get extremely cold during hunting season. Does after hunting season in late January, early January, late January time frame. So those are my first two layers: my wicking layer, my insulated layer. This is my durable layer. It's a merino wool pants, and it's from First Light as well. These are great pants. They are expensive, I will caveat that, but these are great. They're very durable, very lightweight. And just they're amazing in my opinion. So my top layer is a First Light Origin hoodie, and this is amazing. It's merino wool. It's got a third of the way zipper going down it, or half zip. Maybe it's a half zip. Yeah, it's a half zip. So it unzips very well to get your get it on over your gear. It's got a breast pocket. It's got zipper, stomach pockets, abdomen pockets. It has a hood that when it's zipped up, it's covers your ears and face, sides of your face and stuff to help regulate your body heat. And it also has a built-in mesh face mask, all right, to break up the silhouette of your face or the shine that your face is going to produce when it's hit by light. All right, this is Under Armour IR gear, so it captures infrared light and uses it to warm your body. This is cold weather gear. It's very nice. It's very comfortable. It's very effective. It's also scent controlled. The thing about merino wool and anything that's scent controlled is it doesn't hold the scent of your body. And like if you get dressed in your house and you walk by, your wife's cooking breakfast or cooking dinner or whatever it is, it doesn't capture that scent and hold it in. So I always use scent control, top and bottoms. So, and they're small enough they can go right in the bottom of my bag. I can carry them out there if I need them. Okay, so this is also something I carry. It's a First Light 3D jacket. So I use this to break up my human silhouette when spot and stalk. It's mesh. It's just a mesh, so it's not really insulated, but it does break up the silhouette very well. So, and I like to do that. So, the First Light shale gloves. These are leather gloves with smooth leather on the trigger finger and smooth leather on the safety brake finger, right? And they got padded knuckles. They're merino wool as well. They're pretty warm. My hands tend not to get cold when I wear these, no matter what the season is. So I absolutely love these. All right, this is my face mask that I wear. It's a cotton shamag. It's important. You can use it to break up the silhouette of your face, or if it's cold outside, you can wrap it around your neck and prevent body heat loss by insulating the area around your carotid arteries. All right, your carotid arteries travel, a lot of blood travels through your carotid arteries, so you want to insulate those if it's really cold outside. That way you're not losing body heat through radiation. All right, another thing I carry is a rangefinder. All right, I like this one. It's a Bushnell Bone Collector Edition. This is reflective surfaces out to 1,000 yards. It's $120, and it's small and easily carried in my pocket or my pack. I don't tend to use scents in the woods. Actually, I don't use scents in the woods because it's illegal in the state of Virginia. You have to use synthetics, and I don't like synthetics, so I just tend not to use. I just opt not to use them. This is the call that I use. It's an extinguisher deer call. It has a little thing right here where you slide it up and down to get the tone and pitch that you want. You can get a mature buck. You can move it up a little bit in between buck and doe and get a immature buck. Or you can move it up to doe. You can get a doe grunt. Or you can move it up in between doe and fawn and get a doe bleat. You can move it up to fawn, get a fawn bleat. All right, so it doesn't freeze, at least in Virginia it doesn't. I don't, if it's cold where you are, colder than Virginia it might, but it doesn't freeze with the condensation from my breath, so I like this one. This is the set of rattling horns I use. They're the Black Rack, made by the same company that makes extinguisher buck calls. I like them. They're a little cumbersome, but it's the best you can use in the woods, other than unless you have like two complete sets of rattling horns that you've fixed together somehow. The grip on them's good, and they sound great. So I've used these. I've rattled in bucks with these. I rattled in 10 point last year, shot them, and they work great. So I carry a buck knife with a gut hook on it. This is something that my brother gave it to me, and I love this knife. It's very sharp. I keep it very sharp, and it can do anything I need it to in a hunting situation, survival situation, whatever I need. This has got it for me. All right. I also carry a smaller knife, little pocket knife. It's a little silver stag for whatever I need it for. I don't never use it out in the woods, but I carry it in case I do need it. It doesn't take up much room. It doesn't weigh much. Another thing I carry is surveyor tape. All right, surveyor tape is very important because you can mark your locations of your stands. So you can, if you're hunting in an area where you're not very familiar with, you can mark your trail to get to your stands. Or you can, if you shoot a deer and it, runs off, you can use this to mark the blood trail, so you have a clean line of sight of your blood trail to see how the deer's moving. So, and it doesn't cost much, doesn't weigh much. I keep it with me. This is a windicator, a wind direction thing. It's unscented talc powder in a little dispenser. There's other ways to know the wind. However, this doesn't weigh much, and it doesn't take up much room, and this has lasted me 3 seasons. You just do that, and the wind will blow the powder, and you'll see which way the wind's going. All right, because the wind at the base of the tree and the wind where you're sitting at in your tree stand might be different. All right, it's called a vortex wind. So I tend to, I like to keep this. This is worth the squeeze. The juice is worth the squeeze on that. All right, I'm a fanatic about scent. I use unscented scent killer gold soap, shampoo, deodorant, spray, and I also use these field wipes. I also use scent killer gold laundry detergent for my gear. Those field wipes are still wet. I've had them for 2 seasons. They're for if I get overheated or something going into my stand, or if I'm on a spot and stalk and it gets hot or something and I'm sweating, I can wipe the oil off my skin, which produces all the sweat or scent that your sweat gives off. So you can use those to wipe those off. All right. I hunt from a tree stand. So this is a Summit tree stand harness for me. It keeps me from falling out of a tree. All right. It's got shoulder and groin straps that if you do fall, you're not going to fall far. Okay. And it's very stout, very sturdy. I've even tested it. So if it'll hold my big ass up, I'm sure it'll hold y'all up. That comes with a strap that you wrap around the tree that you hook to, because you don't want to hook to a limb in case you fall and the limb snaps. So you just wrap it around this tree, or if there's not a limb near you, or the strap around the tree, and then hook it through the strap. Or if there's not a limb near you, this will give you an anchor point. And then it comes with a deer drag, which is pretty important. Actually, I don't know if this came with that, but it came from one of my harnesses. But it's a deer drag. So if you ever shot a nice deer in the woods and try to drag it out of the woods, it's a pain in the butt. So you put your harness on, or have it on, and use this to drag your deer, and then you're using your whole body to drag it, not just your arms, lower back, and legs. So I think this is worth it, and that's why I bring it. So during muzzleloader season, which is right around the corner here in the state of Virginia, I carry a gun cleaning kit. Every shot I take with my muzzleloader, immediately after I clean it, I like to shoot a cold, wet bore, because that's what my gun's sighted in at, cold, wet bore. So I carry brass brushes that I run down the barrel, 50 caliber brushes. Then I carry the cotton cleaner punch that you run down through there, solvent, unscented solvent, and grease, breech grease. This is important. So it's very important to clean your gun after you shoot a black powder gun. Black powder is extremely corrosive. It will rust your gun out in a couple days after you shoot it and don't clean it. So you want to take your breech out, which I keep my breech wrench in here, somewhere in here. It's right there. I keep my breech wrench in here so I can take that breech out, clean it, re-grease it, and put it back in. That keeps my breech from getting frozen or rusted into the gun. So it doesn't matter if I just shot a deer. The next thing I'm doing is cleaning my gun. Take the breech, clean the entire barrel, lubricate the barrel, and reload at that point. All right. So I shoot, this is a speed loader. You just pop this out and drop your rounds in. I shoot a 285 grain Barnes boat-tailed round. It's a hollow point. So this is devastating when it hits a deer. I've not had to track a deer more than 40 yards with this. And that was downhill. So this is devastating to a deer. I like the boat tail because it holds a better ballistic co-efficacy. And it's just, that's what I like. These rounds are, like I said, extremely devastating to anything it hits. So I choose Barnes because they're a little more expensive, but they're good quality bullets. I choose brass bullets because they fly better. They don't deform like lead, and when they hit on target, they mushroom as opposed to frag out, like come apart. They tend to mushroom better. So the weapon I do shoot is a inline, and it shoots 209 primers. So I keep 209 primers in my reload. When it's cold out and you're trying to reload your gun, you drop 209 primers, so bring extra 209 primers. So if you drop one, you can still prime your gun, or the gun's useless. So this is the bag that I carry. It's an Allen's Bruiser bag. It has plenty of pockets. It has a place down here you can unzip this and drop it. You can put your rifle here. I don't tend to use it. You put your rifle buttstock in there, and then it goes up here, and use these to clip it. I don't use this very often because I like to have my gun in my hands. But it's nice to have if I do need it. It also has a lap belt, so a waist belt, so it comes around and buttons here, and then or clips here. Then you have two pockets, one on each side, for stuff that you want to put in here. I tend to put my reloads in here and my rangefinder in here, so that way if I am walking, I have access to both of those. This is what I use. This is something that I like to carry a lot during bow season. It's an ozone maker, but it's also a power bank. So it's a little bulky, and I have to wrap it in something to keep it from knocking against stuff in there. But I do like it. Ozone is a scent killer. It's amazing. It's the best thing you can use for scent, to eliminate your scent. It pushes your scent straight down into the ground as opposed to let it drift with the wind, because ozone's heavier than air. So I think this is worth it, especially during bow season when it's hot and I'm going to be sweating a little more. So if I'm spot and stalking, this isn't going with me. But if I'm planning on sitting in a tree stand all day, this is definitely worth. Juice is worth the squeeze on that. All right, flying through this one. This is the rifle that I use. It's a 50 caliber Traditions Vortec Ultralight. It is 1 in 28 rifling. It has a Bushnell DOA scope on top, muzzleloader DOA. It's a 3x9. It has a 100-yard crosshair. It has a 150-yard crosshair, a 200-yard crosshair, and a 250-yard crosshair. And yes, I have shot this over 200 yards. It's got a fluted barrel to make sure it keeps the vibration down when you do shoot. I shoot 150 grains of 777 powder in this, the powder tablets, and then the 285 grain boat tail Barnes brass rounds. So this gun is extremely light for a muzzleloader. It's going to be a little heavier than your granddad's hunting rifle, but for a muzzleloader, it's extremely light. It has 2 safety mechanisms. It has a button safety here, and it has a hammer. So the hammer's forward, it can't go off. Cock that back, put your safety on. Now all you gotta do is when you see a deer, push the safety off and squeeze your trigger. All right. It is a break action breech. So brakes here, put your 209 primer in here. This breech is the breech plug I was talking about. This comes out, and then you have a clean bore, a hollow bore that you can use to clean your weapon with. This gun has been with me for, I don't know, 10 seasons or more. It's shot a lot of big deer. I love it. I don't carry a sling, so I like to have my gun in my hand, but I love this gun. I had a night inline before I got this gun. I had a night inline and I couldn't keep it zeroed. Like I had a Redfield scope on it, which they're great scopes, and I just could not keep it zeroed. It was, I missed a 13 pointer, which would have been by far the biggest deer I'd ever even seen. It was by far the biggest deer I'd ever seen in the woods. But I missed a 13 pointer at like 60 yards broadside with it. And after that, I was like, I'm getting a new gun. So this one's about 800, a little more than 800 bucks. It's over 1,000 with the scope, but I saved my money up and went and purchased something that I know is going to be reliable every year. So like I said, after every shot, I like to clean the barrel. I like a smooth wet bore or cold wet bore when I shoot. And it is, I'll do a long range shooting video later, and I'll explain what a cold wet bore does. If you shoot a cold wet bore every time, you're going to have, the more you shoot, the more your barrel expands, and it's going to, it's not going to hold the friction in the barrel, and you're going to get different impacts on long range shooting. But so this is, I shoot it every year just to make sure it's still on, but I've never had to touch the windage or elevation on it. It holds true, and it's because I've mounted the scope properly. There are better scopes than this. At the time, this is what I had the money for, so I bought this one, and I wouldn't give it up for any other scope out there right now. There are better ones, but this one, I shot a nice 10 point with this last year. It's by far one of the best scopes I've shot on a muzzleloader. So, and it is specifically made for muzzleloaders, so which is important because you can't put a muzzleloader scope on a rifle because the sharp recoil of the rifle is going to break your scope. All right, so that's what I use. The times that I like to go out are during your big soul lunar events. During the rut, I'll be out there all day long. But if it's like early bow season or something, I like to go sit out there for 4 or 5 hours during the big soul lunar events. Which, if you want to do some research on the soul lunar theory, it's pretty. I found that it is pretty accurate here where I live in Virginia. Like the deer are going to be moving during your peak soul lunar events. That's your sun up, sun down, moon up, moon down, moon overhead, and moon underfoot. Those are your peak soul lunar events, your major and minor soul lunar events. And the deer tend to get up and feed during those times. So if you're out there during those times, and it just so happens to be the rut, you're going to increase your likelihood of seeing deer. Okay, so if you have a limited time to hunt during the day and it falls into one of those soul lunar events, I recommend you go out in the woods during that time. So, yeah, I'm not going to go over bow hunting stuff because bow season's almost over here. And we're getting into muzzleloader season soon. But I will go over a bow setup probably after hunting season. This is the time that I spend the majority of my time in the woods. So you're going to be seeing a lot of content come out where I am in the woods showing you things, maybe things you already know, might refresh your memory. Or, if you're a novice hunter, I'm saying I might teach you something. So that's my intent with this channel, is to teach you something. Or hone your knowledge that you already have. So, yeah, make sure you're prepared to hunt. Make sure you have the gear. Make sure you bring your stuff necessary that you need to go out there and hunt and be safe and enjoy it. Like, take your kids hunting. Take somebody else's kids hunting. If you don't have kids, take somebody else's kids hunting. Like, get them out in the woods. Teach them how to hunt. Humans have been hunters for 70,000 years. Ever since, you know, modern anatomic humans came around, we've been hunters, and we need to pass that along to the kids. My dad had a saying is, my dad took me hunting whenever I wanted to go. We would skip school to go hunting, and it was stuff that I will remember for the rest of my life. My granddad took me hunting, and my granddad was a master woodsman, so he knew just the stuff he knew was able to teach me. It was just amazing. So take your kids hunting, and my dad used to always say, if you take your kids hunting, you won't be hunting your kids. So take them out there, develop memories with them. You know, they're not going to be quiet. They're not going to be patient. So just go out, take them out on a day that, you know, they're available, and just be patient with them. I mean, I've taken my kids turkey hunting, and the turkey's just like, yeah, we're not coming in there. They might gobble and cackle and all that stuff back at me, but they're like, yeah, we're not coming in there. Y'all making too much noise. So just be patient with them and teach them what you know. And or if you're a novice, learn with them. Right? YouTube nowadays has millions of hunting videos, and somebody might teach you something. Watch them. Like I can't watch all the millions, but you know, watch them, and you might learn something. Even if you're an avid hunter and an experienced sportsman, you might learn something from somebody else that might be applicable in your area. So that's all I got for today. We'll come back and I will go over my firearm setups that I use during gun season, probably in a couple weeks, probably mid muzzleloader season. So that's all I got for today. If you like it, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please share it with somebody. If you dislike it, go ahead and hit that thumbs down. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, but just if you do, leave me a comment, please. Like what you didn't like. Show me what I can do to improve my channel, and I'd appreciate it. All right. Thank y'all. Be safe. Enjoy it, and kick sand in her face.